The fourth Tarehe Sita anniversary, which will be celebrated in the Greater Masaka, is celebrating Pan-African solidarity and the sacrifice and the people's sacrifice in the struggle for freedom, democracy, and socio-economic transformation. We recollect that on 5th of February 1981, a group of gallant sons of Uganda led by the leader of the revolution, retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, set out on a mission of launching a protracted people's war. Armed with only 27 guns, they trekked through Greater Masaka with important incidents at Katigondo and Nyendo, and continuing through Sembabule until the dawn attack on Kabamba Barracks on the 6th February 1981. So this shows the historic significance of Masaka as not only a geographical area, but as the gateway for the struggle for freedom of Ugandans. The final phase of the armed struggle 1985-86 saw Masaka being the launch pad of the decisive battles before the fall of Kampala on the 26th of January 1986. Chotera Mutukura through Masaka axis was used by the Chikosi Maroon Front in the anti-Amin struggle. Chikosi Maroon Front was allied to the old UPC, while Fronasa was in Greater Mbarara axis. So for 1978-79, we see Masaka as the gateway for the liberation of the country, both Chikosi Maroon supported by the Tanzania People's Defense Forces. Therefore, having national celebrations with the people of Chotera district on the D-Day is to recognize the immense sacrifices both by our Tanzanian brothers and sisters and the Wananchi along the Mutukura-Chotera axis. Tarehe Sita celebrations in Greater Masaka, as the case always, is an opportunity for UPDF to optimize our core functions, which is fostering harmony and an understanding between ourselves and the population. And in that context, each year, we as a force engage in several civil military cooperation activities of quick impact nature by way of giving back to the people and expressing our eternal gratitude to the population for their unwavering support towards national defense. Through the civic advocacy, the UPDF plays a complementary role to other government efforts towards encouraging the people to embrace the mission of wealth creation and improving household incomes. Celebrations also, such as Tarehe Sita, gives us an opportunity as a sector to highlight what we have achieved. As a sector of defense, it's important the country gets to know what our contribution is, especially in the theme of securing Uganda's future. So as we celebrate this year, I want to share with the country people that really Uganda has largely been pacified. The whole country has continued to enjoy peace by intensification of counterterrorism operations focused on combating terror groups like ADF and Al-Shabaab. This is an area where we need to celebrate as a sector. The Presidential Executive Order number 3 on disarmament and related security measures in Karamoja, aimed at curbing insecurity in the region through Operation Usalama Kwa Wote, has qualitatively arrested insecurities in that region. It's important to note that all national borders are secure, save for pockets in the northern and western frontiers due to activities of negative armed groups in southern Sudan and eastern DRC, which have been enduring since 2021. However, UPDF has trained and equipped more personnel to counter those pockets of terror and insecurity. UPDF has a cybersecurity unit to detect, prevent, and curtail acts of cybercrime. The Ministry of Defense, partnering with a government like the one of India, managed to establish in Uganda a national forensic sciences university based in Jinja. Notable also, our fisheries protection unit operations have curtailed practices of illegal fishing and smuggling of immature fish that was prevalent on our major lakes. It is worth noting that Masaka, which had pockets of orchestrated violence, planned violent activities, has now considerable peace, and the region has relative calm. The Ministry of Defense and UPDF continues to make efforts in building our capability and capacity. There are many strides which have been taken in this area. In recruitment in the Army, Article 2082 of the Constitution of Uganda as amended enjoins UPDF to recruit according to district quotas based on population of each district. And continuously, the numbers have been increased to meet the national threats. The military also boasts of having now a full-fledged National Defense College, Uganda, dedicated to providing advanced military education and strategic training to high-ranking military and civilian officials. We, in areas of welfare, salary enhancement has been implemented based on pay plan targets. Over the years, partial salary enhancement has been done for various categories of UPDF personnel. The UPDF also continues to provide health services to both UPDF personnel and civilians in our areas of operation. We generally have also provided formal education to our children and also helped the surrounding communities. His Excellency and Commander-in-Chief launched a presidential support fund for the families of the UPDF personnel. And this fund is actually a model fund because in a record of less than 5 years, the fund has multiplied fivefold. They boast of now a sum of over 4 billion when they were injected in only 1 billion, and several family groups have benefited from this. On issues of being a productive force, Ministry of Defense and UPDF have procured equipment for the engineers, and the engineer is here, he will elaborate that. And this has enabled them to effectively undertake a number of MDA projects, such as the National Stadium, Mandela, the health infrastructure works for Ministry of Health, and several schools for Ministry of Education. We have NEC, it also has made tremendous achievements. Therefore, it's important that we we have reason to celebrate because UPDF has really raised to its expectations. We have made significant contribution to regional peace and security. We have become of age. Over the years, UPDF's role in peacekeeping missions is unrivaled, especially our role on the African scene. In Somalia, operations in DRC, just to mention a few. Back to the activities of our celebrations this year, I want to highlight again that effectively tomorrow, the 29th January, the national launch will be held. That is launching off the Defense Forces Week, and this will be at the joint headquarters of UPDF and Ministry of Defense headquarters, Mbuya Hill. The Vice President, Her Excellency, the Vice President, is expected to preside over that function, and we shall continue with a number of activities commencing on the 30th, when we shall launch the activities in the region, and that regional launch where all regional, the leaders from the Greater Masaka will assemble in Sembabule district in Maogola West at a township called Ntete, at Ntete Primary School. And the Right Honorable Prime Minister is expected to officiate that function on 30th, that is the day after tomorrow. On 31st, we shall have now activities launched in all districts simultaneously. And a number of cabinet ministers accompanied by generals and other high-ranking senior officers will be in attendance. My department will coordinate all mobilization activities and civic engagements, and for that effect, a team is already moving in all the districts, and this team of senior officers will later be joined by troops from one of our headquarters, from the 5th Division, to continue celebrations with the population. All districts of Masaka are going to host that contingent of troops. So I want to allay any fears to the population of Masaka. If you see heavy presence of uniformed people, know that it's according to plan. They will be there to engage in what we call civil-military cooperation activities. They will participate in Bulungi Bwansi, they will participate in cultural and sporting activities, and in some of the meetings where we shall be engaging on national matters. We intend to have a seminar for selected leaders of young people and women, leaders from the whole region. This seminar is going to take place at Sacred Heart Girls Primary School, Chamsansara, in the Karungu district. In all, we expect close to 600 leaders who are going to have a seminar conducted by ourselves for 7 days. It's part of supporting in mentoring leadership, transformational leadership. We shall engage with the district leaders. We have teams to help the leaders get to know some of the security challenges and how they can counter them to maintain peace and stability in their areas.
But what I want to inform the country is that our operation Struja is not up to now affected by operations, by the current developing situation in Goma between M23 and the Democratic Republic of Congo. we have not been told of any antagonism of those operations. Number two is to assure Ugandans that our borders are still safe, and we assure them that they will continue to be safe. We have all the capabilities of keeping our borders safe despite the situation in the DRC.